Don't miss Dayton's world-class packet warriors going laptop to laptop in 2010. Learn, work, and play harder in Dayton.
Given that the easiest way to start World War III would have been to shoot down a spy satellite. Why? There's absolutely no reason to shoot down a spy satellite, except for if you're getting ready to do something really naughty unilaterally, right? I suppose you could have a scenario where, the U.S. decided they were going to shoot down a Chinese spy satellite, and we went, guys, we just want to show you how cool we are. We're going to pay you $14 billion for the satellite in advance, and we're going to shoot it down. Right, that's not going to happen. That's why, by the way, when the Chinese did shoot down a spy satellite, one of their own spy satellites a few years ago, right, they made sure that they told everyone. This is interesting. The Chinese told CNN, we are going to shoot down one of our spy satellites in the next couple of days. Right? They did not want anybody to be surprised by this. And by the way, we retaliated by shooting down one of our spy satellites. I'm not joking, right? And the reason we did that was basically to say, well, okay, you got you've just disclosed that you've got satellite killer capability. We have to disclose that we have satellite killer capability too. But if you think about it, why would you want satellite killer capability unless you were planning on fighting an all-out nuclear war?
Before you even get to enforcing a law, you have to define that law, right? We're sitting here trying to define what cyber warfare is, and if you look at even cyber terrorism or even cyber attacks, we're talking about an attacker, a defender, and some sort of asset. Well, if somebody just puts malware on a system, have they really offended anything? What's the law? Right? If they take down the power grid, yeah, well, that's a serious offense. Well, maybe we put some laws or legislation around that. Then you have to worry about enforcing it. We have enough problem in the U.S. enforcing laws across state boundaries, much less across country boundaries. So we haven't even figured that out for ourselves yet. And then you look at the concept of attackers. Well, who are the attackers, right? Some company that's invested zero in security and has unpatched systems now all of a sudden has all sorts of rootkits and bots running in their organization that are now provoking an attack, maybe on the corporate energy grid that was first initially seeded by, something out of Romania or Iraq. So I think defining it, therein lies the problem for how can you enforce something that you can't even define?
Hey, can I play with you guys?
Verpiss dich.
Huh?
Verschwinde. Verpiss dich.
I think that means no. The games look so exciting, I needed to get in on some of the action.
Access, my boy. Can I play on your team?
Sure can.
Yes! All right.
You do something worthwhile, or you're just going to sit there and surf porn? Do a port scan. Let's do a port scan of the target server that we just found. Then take a look at the web application that's running on SSL. See if you find any vulnerabilities there and get back with me, okay?
Huh?
Just do what you do best.
All right, cool. Players and fans had a blast at Daycon 3, checking out the vendors and watching the games unfold. One of the best strategies in any competition is deception. Hey, that's top secret information. Go away. Team Dayton mastered the art of deception during these difficult hacks.
Hey, Bill, you wouldn't happen to know the root password on the boot up on this thing, would you?
Much like poker, blank facial expressions and deceiving other players have been proven methods time and time again.
So I'll go create some events. Would you see an ICMP string, or what would you need me to do?
I would see any kind of packets going across.
Team Dayton created false and easily breakable viruses that were sent into the cloud. Many other teams fell for the deception and blank worried faces of Team Dayton, a plan that drained the ambition and confidence of the competitors.
I'm your new host, Cat 5. What are you looking at? Fail. Packet Wars. Hi. I'm your new host, Cat 5, with the 2010 Packet Wars in Dayton. Stop sticking your face next to You want to advertise for Daycon 4 2010? Put your logo here for our new 30-minute Packet Wars show.
You can check out the Packet War combatants at www.packetwars.com. Don't miss Dayton's world-class packet warriors going laptop to laptop in 2010. Learn, work, and play harder in Dayton.
Mr. Evading a virus, IDS filters, leave the scene cleaner than mops in a Swiffer. A few years ago, our economy crashed. The people that we...
Small country. Let's pick one. Let's pretend we're Liechtenstein. Okay? Liechtenstein is going to take over the United States. And we build a cyber assault force. We spend all this money. We build this weaponized version of Unicenter. We're ready to go. We build the cyber assault force. We hit the button. We bring the United States to its knees. Let's suppose we can do this. We bring the United States to its knees. There's no communications anywhere in the U.S. Everybody's rounding around going, oh my God, I can't get to World of Warcraft. Everyone is completely helpless, okay? Our entire population is smaller than the population of East Los Angeles. What are we going to do next? Are we going to parachute everyone over and hold Los Angeles? It's not going to work. Right now, you can see the United States, which is a massive superpower, is trying to hold Afghanistan and not doing a very good job of it. And Afghanistan is what? It's about the size of Florida, right? Holding terrain is difficult. In fact, holding terrain is the purpose of warfare, okay? So when somebody says, we're going to do a cyber war, your follow-on question would be, and then what?
You had a data breach from your network. You had to disclose that you lost customer data. And this room was full of, CEOs and important people from all the various tech firms in the area. And they said, all right, everyone stand up. And at the point where you would disclose that you've had a breach, sit down. They're like, okay, you have a network. You have a network running FTP with your customer data on it. And anonymous logins are turned on. And you're not logging access. And you see some data leaving. And they're waiting for people to progressively sit down. And at the end, when they built up this worst case scenario where the box is rootkitted and we see encrypted data leaving it, half the people are still standing because they're like, well, we don't know that encrypted data was our credit card numbers of our customers, so we don't have to disclose to them. I mean, it could have been anything. It could have been the message of the day. And because it's in their financial interest not to say anything, they're just going to sit down and shut right up until you hold their feet to the fire over it.
Got the U.S. Marine Corps on your side, and you're attacking Liechtenstein. You do not need the Liechtensteinians not to be able to use Twitter while you're invading, right? The Liechtensteinians are going to be going, shit, the Marines are invading. They're not going to be tweeting to each other going, look, there's 5 of them on my block, right? And in fact, if you've ever been to Liechtenstein, if you dropped the U.S. Marine, like the first Marine Expeditionary Force, the Marines would be able to wave to each other from all the sides of Liechtenstein. It's not a very big place.
It's inherent deficiency of humans handling complexity that's at the root of all this. And you can't really fix humans. It's not about any particular technology. So we can't go shoot a movie, The Inconvenient Data. Oh my God, we're all going to die if we don't do this. And, play it to the public, get enough people convinced, have an intergovernment panel on data something, right? And then just shoot some technology dead. By the way, if you had the capability to shoot a particular technology dead, which one would that be?
NAT. I would absolutely kill NAT, because then we might stop connecting everything to the internet and only connect what needs to be on the internet, because NAT it creates an illusion of security, and no security is involved.
So you
in fact, IPv6 is going to that.
What?
You would create an artificial shortage.
You're still going to have IPv6?
I would disable NAT and charge $1 million per address.